All right, welcome to Spoiler Kings. My name is St. Curran with Brian the Grizzly, and we have back with us Cookie Munster. What is up, everyone?
Hi.
All right.
You know it. Let's go. I'm
Yep.
ready.
So in today's Halloween must watch, we are talking about Interview with the Vampire, the 1994 hit movie, with just every star that you can think of: Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, Kristen Dunst, Kristen Slater, Antonio Banderas,
Stephen Ray.
Stephen Ray. Yeah,
Yeah.
a bunch of people. So we're gonna talk about that, and what we thought about it and what we feel about it. Before we do, I'm gonna let everyone know where they can find you at.
You can find me on Twitter or X. It's Cookie Critter 44. I'm also a constant guest on For One Night Only and How Do We Get Here?
Nice.
Guest.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm a guest.
That's not what Elle says.
Yeah.
I just show up and put my 2 cents in. That's it. That's my job.
Yeah. So I'll leave a link down below to the channels and her Twitter, and then also a link up here for both of those channels. But cool. Yeah, appreciate you coming in, hanging out with us, talking about some vampire movies.
Oh, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Hanging out with the nerds. All right.
Yeah. So Interview with the Vampire. We, as the Spoiler Kings, kind of started talking about this movie a lot more because of the TV show.
Mhm.
We're like, all right, let's check out the TV show. I don't know what the hopes or whatever, but we wind up loving the TV show, and we're online telling other people, you guys need to watch this. And then every comment, either before or after we said it, Cookie was there saying it too. Like, this show's amazing. So that was definitely like one of the early
early adopters.
Of it. So we're like, yeah, we definitely got to talk about the movie with Cookie for this month. Just what were your thoughts? How do you feel about this movie? Cookie, what you think?
Well, I have been obsessed with vampires pretty much my whole life. I saw this movie in theaters. I was probably way too young to see it in theaters. I saw it with my mom. I had to close my eyes a couple times because I was uncomfortable. But I particularly love this story because you always see vampires, especially in like the 80s and 90s, being like, oh, it's so fun to be immortal, and yeah, it's a party all the time. And then this was just like sad. We're sad vampires. So it's so I love the different twist on the story. And I love it.
Yeah. Vampires with trauma.
Yes, exactly.
I heard somebody say that. I'm like, holy shit, that is a really good description of it.
Perfect.
Yeah. Brian, what you think about Interview?
I used to love this movie. Used to.
Yeah.
Because I see the TV show now, and I feel like, wow, they did so many great things with it that I wish they would have did with the movie. And I can now see little parts like, I don't think Brad Pitt really wanted to be there.
Yes.
Like, say like he really wasn't into it. He's like, all right, I gotta do this. I got like 15 minutes. I gotta go do something else. Like, that's what it seems like. He's ready to get off. He's like, I'm already clocked out. I'm gonna get to the last 15 minutes, and but the story itself is amazing. I love the story. I love all the characters. I just, now that you have something to compare it to, I can see the differences in someone who loves the adaptation of from Anne Rice and someone who just did it. Not as much in love with it. So
yeah,
that's kind of It's as I've gotten older, the more I've like said, oh, it's good, but it's not as good as I thought. Originally, because originally I thought this is a masterpiece. It was great.
And then the show comes out and it's
like, oh yeah, this makes more sense. Why are they here? This is New Orleans. Why are these guys here? It makes more sense.
Yeah. Tom Cruise as Lestat was great, though.
Still great.
Absolutely.
It fit his character so well. That's why I was really worried about like the TV show. I don't want to talk too much about the TV show, but it's hard not to compare them
Yeah.
But with Tom Cruise, I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then they did it. I'm like, oh, that was great. But I think the person that is probably the one of the best parts of this entire movie was Kristen Dunst
Oh,
as Claudia.
easily. Oh,
It was just
scared you, didn't it?
it freaked you out. Where like this little girl, I think she was like 12 or so at the time.
Yeah, she was
Who
really young.
who just completely outshined like Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise, and while playing next to them for a good chunk of the movie, and it was just like, holy crap, so yeah, she was amazing with it, but yeah, I mean, just so many, Armand with Antonio Banderas was just awesome. All these guys were, they're still big names, but back then was like, mid 90s, like Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, Kristen Slater, Antonio Banderas was kind of just getting things going too with his career. So these were huge names in a movie based on a book that already people love. Anne Rice, Interview with the Vampire, was already a classic.
Yeah.
And I know it's like, Brian, you said like masterpiece. That's really not that far off, man. I mean, so many people were calling this like one of the greatest vampire movies ever.
When you saw it, then I think everyone had to think that. You had nothing else to compare it to, and the things that they were doing were just amazing, except for the whole kissing the Brad Pitt thing was a little weird.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it was a little bit weird. But the movie it hit, and everyone saw, and they're like, "You have to go see this." And the word of mouth traveled to everybody to the point where like you don't see movies make over $200 million in 1994.
Right.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen, and it killed it. And you could re-release the movie today, and it'll still kill it again.
Oh yeah. I wonder if they do that, because every so often like AMC does like their special kind of events, and I wonder if this movie ever makes its round, to doing like this week only kind of thing.
30th anniversary. Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, man, this is there any like scenes of the movie where you're just kind of like, oh my god, that was amazing, like that was great? Which Cookie, what you think?
I would say pretty much the whole Paris scene where they're at the theater. That whole scene, it like I still get chills when I watch it. Like it still freaks me out. I love that. That and the when Lestat comes back to the house and he's like I fed on the blood of alligators, and he's playing the piano slowly, and the curtains over him, you can't see his face, and oh my god, I still get chills because that was so terrifying. And like even like comparing it to the show, like Tom Cruise's Lestat it felt more dangerous, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't argue with that. Like he was always on the edge. Always, as you don't know. But that's Tom Cruise, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say more Tom Cruise than anything. Yeah. Oh yeah, those are great scenes. Okay. Any about you, Brian?
I mean, I always loved everything that was done in New Orleans. In the French Quarter, and it's a plantation, but it was just really cool seeing the way they were doing a lot of these scenes. But anything with Kirsten Dunst, honestly, I just gotta say the way she played off of them was so good, so adult. It was weird seeing it from this little girl and realizing, she looks like a little girl. That's just what it is. And really, in the book, she's like 5 or 6, supposed to be.
Yeah,
so
which is
crazy and creepy, very creepy.
Very creepy.
Yeah. Yeah, like when you said the Paris scene with the play and on the stage and stuff, it's still like I cannot wait to see that done again on the TV show, because it was such a freaky thing, and it was like, oh, all these people are just witnessing vampires doing vampire stuff.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, like it's so great. They're clapping. It's like,
I adore you. Yeah. It's like, wow.
Yeah. So that was just like, I was like, holy crap. That was something else, man. As a kid, You know, because I think like I believe that was like nudity in that scene.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You know, so you're like, oh look, a boobie, and then you're like, oh wow, oh okay.
Boobies and murder.
Yeah.
Interview with the Vampire. Boobies and murder.
Basically, yeah.
That's perfectly exactly what we get.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, but yeah, there's a bunch of other parts. Like Brian said, anytime Kristen Dunst was on screen and really showed any emotion was just like, wow, like man, you're amazing. Was this her first thing she's ever done? Was this her first role, or at least one of her first roles?
I think this was her first role. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
because she
think of
was.
anything she did before this.
Yeah, yeah.
No, the
So,
scene where she's having her meltdown and cutting off her hair,
Oh,
and then
Mhm.
it grows right back, and she's like,
Yeah.
"You did this to me." It's crazy how that little body, like that little person, was able to get that much emotion across. It was so nuts.
Yeah,
this was her
Yeah.
her second one, I think. It looks like.
yeah. It looks like there's something
I mean, she did Little
Uh,
Women right after this, right?
I think it was
Little Women.
after, yeah.
It's after
yeah,
this.
after. Yeah.
But I don't know what this Bonfire of Vanities is. I don't think I actually watched that. But
No, no, same. But but she's like pretty much new to the scene, and then can you just imagine like being this new to the scene, and it's like, okay, well, your co-stars are gonna be Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt. It's just like, wait, what?
You're gonna be acting with the biggest actors of your time. Have
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
And she says, "Hold my beer. Hold my apple juice. I
Yeah,
got
Oh, my apple juice.
this."
oh man. Oh, so Jumanji too was right after
Jumanji,
this.
yeah.
It came out in
Mhm.
'95. So
That was 90. She was a little
Man.
older than Jumanji, so
yeah,
you could
Yeah.
tell that she was a little older. She was a little taller.
Yeah. yeah. But holy crap, man! Yeah, this movie is great. Like I said, I was on a lot because my mom loved this movie, so definitely watched it all the time. And then as you get older, I think you rewatch it and you appreciate the movie some more. For a lot of the adult things, you really don't. As a kid, I really didn't notice like the depression and the trauma and like how much Brad Pitt hated himself and the situation and everything. So you get older and you're like, oh man, yeah, you just hate yourself.
Mhm.
Like
I watched this in a literature class in college.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Really?
literally, yeah, we watched this in a literature class, and we talked about it. I had to break down the characters,
mhm.
and talk about great because you watch it because you were supposed to read the book and then you watch the movie and you compare and contrast the characters and did they really hit with each character? Is this what Anne Rice's vision really was? It was a cool class. I got a super A, but because it was interesting. It was really, really interesting, and
Yeah.
I love that.
No, I
Yeah.
will say that between reading the book and watching the movie that Brad Pitt gets more sympathy from me than the Louis in the book. The Louis in the book, I was just like, I can't stand when he opens his mouth. It's annoying the shit out of me. So I felt more sympathy for Brad Pitt's version,
Mhm.
even though he looked like he didn't want to be there sometimes.
Yeah.
But maybe that was the character. I don't know.
Charles' character
If the chaotic, Lestat is Tom Cruise, then definitely not giving a shit and hating life. It was definitely Brad Pitt.
Sad boy Louis.
Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely Brad Pitt. Like when
Yeah.
he was like, all right, well, if I really don't want to be here, that'll bring that out to the character, right? Like the character hates himself.
I'm gonna
I
lean
hate
into
being here.
this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, it's a great movie, still is. I mean, so Rotten Tomatoes, the critics only give it a 63. Again, this is out before Rotten Tomatoes, so you don't get a lot of critics, but only 60 reviews gave it a 63%. And the audience, 250,000 gave it an 86%.
Damn right.
I don't even think. I mean, that sounds weird to me, because everybody and their mama want to solve this.
Hmm.
Like, who came out after seeing that movie and said that wasn't good?
Well, no, not for nothing. I know like a bunch of like super Anne Rice fans who were like Armand wasn't accurate and blah blah blah, and Claudia should have been 5, and it's like,
Yeah.
are you crazy?
Like what 5-year-old
Find a
knows to say
5-year-old.
these lines?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like no.
Yeah. Finding like a 12-year-old or however old she was already super rare, and she did a great job. Finding a 5-year-old, like just to sit still for 5 minutes, let alone act and do what
They
she
actually
did now.
filmed this movie in 92. So she was actually even younger. Like, that's stupid. Like, wow. Younger than 10? Can you remember lines like this? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Been 92. Yeah, so she was 10, like 9 or 10.
Yeah.
When she was filming it. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So anything else you guys got? Any other good scenes or parts that you're just like is super memorable? Or is that about it? I mean, I'm sure there's this whole movie is just a lot of that, but any parts that you really remember fondly? If not,
I love Christian Slater in the movie, but that could just be because I was a girl at the time, and it's Christian Slater.
Yeah, that was something I did think it was weird. I'm like, cool, you got Christian Slater, who was like the dude, in the mid '90s, and he wasn't in that movie that much. Like,
he's got like 10 minutes of screen time.
yeah, and then the ending, So it was like, I felt like it was a little bit of a waste of it, but it was great. Like for what the little bit he was in it, he understood what he needed to do.
Yeah. It was cool having him as Daniel. I thought that was a good casting, and he's what I see when I think of Daniel now, like all the time. So even in the TV show, anything we talked about, I feel like Christian Slater, that's how Daniel should be.
Yeah,
that's how I should look. That type of character. So he definitely embodies what I think about. I think of that character.
Yeah. So before I get into like our final question, I did want to mention that our Interview with the Vampire show, we have all the reviews for every episode. We talk about comparisons between different Louis, Brad Pitt versus I forgot what his name is in the newer guy that plays it. So we do old versus new. So definitely check that out. That's all in like one of our playlists, and we have a blast with this movie. It keeps going.
Great episodes. You guys did a great job on that.
And it's like, well, we love talking about like stuff that we really enjoy, but as the show kept going, it kept getting better and better and better. And it was just like by the end of the season, we were just like minds blown. We're like, we want the second season now, So yeah,
Jacob Anderson is better than Brad Pitt.
100%.
Agreed.
Yeah. So go check that out. We have a lot of fun with that stuff too, and we are going to get ready for season 2. So keep an eye out for some of our trailers and reactions and stuff like that as season 2 gets closer. But with the movie, is this a Halloween must watch? So every October, is this something that you're like, I gotta watch this movie? Cookie, what are your thoughts?
Yes, absolutely. I actually just watched this like a week ago. I watch it every spooky season. It's like my sad girl movie to kind of ease into the scarier stuff. So it's like, okay, I'll watch this and I'll get sad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That's good.
What about you, Ryan?
It's right up my alley. I probably haven't watched it since last year. So it's been a while, and I have not watched it this year yet. So, but I have probably watched it 20 times. So maybe, but I also did it in the class. So like it became schoolwork for me. So I don't know if that takes away from some of my joy. But this is a great movie. So I don't know.
Yeah. For me, this is definitely like in October in Chicago. There's always a solid weekend where it's just rain and gloomy and just crappy outside. And like today, for us in Chicago, which is like all perfect time to watch this movie. It's like you get the rain outside and you're watching this, and it's just like all the depression and the sorrow, and stuff with it. It's like a perfect one for like that day in October. At least for me. So yeah, it's definitely a good solid must watch for October for the Halloween season. But cool. Cookie, appreciate you coming and talking and hanging out with us with this movie.
Real quick, Cookie.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Tom Cruise, Sam Reed. Which one?
Oh, I knew you were gonna ask me. I can't think. Oh, Sam Reed.
I think it's Sam Reed because of Jacob Anderson. But if
Yeah.
it was
Well, that's
Jacob,
I like them together. The two of them together are better.
Mm-hmm.
exactly, they're a good duo. But Tom
Mhm.
Cruise did his thing. So yeah.
I know he's
He
so
was-
good. He's so good.
Yeah. But yeah, Tom Cruise by himself was great. I really would have liked to see him in some of the sequels and see what they would have done with that. With him,
And I wish they would have done a Vampire Lestat with him.
Oh my god, yeah,
that would have been amazing.
yeah. But yeah, like for me, it's like no question, Sam Reed. But it's for what you said, Brian. It's because of the chemistry he has with Jacob Anderson.
Yeah.
Them together just like kicks everything up to a whole nother level. Just them working off of each other.
Yeah. There's no way I could say Sam Reed's a better actor than Tom Cruise. There's
no
way.
No way.
No.
Yeah.
But in this character, when you have a duo that play off each other so much, that partner matters, and that partner needing to be that other thing for you really matters a lot for the film and for the TV show or for the story overall. And that's why I think Sam Reed did a better job because of Jacob. But Tom Cruise by himself is amazing.
Yeah.
So like 10 times out of 10, I'm gonna take Tom Cruise. But this story, it's
one time.
One time.
Only because of the other guy.
No, Doctor Strange. One.
That's it.
1 in 16 million.
Yeah, that's every other thing is Tom Cruise. Nice. But yeah, so one thing, the movie did get a sequel, Queen of the Damned. That's a whole nother conversation, whether you like it or not. But yeah, so there's that one, also Anne Rice, sequel to it as well. But yeah, that's it for this one. Like I said, Cookie, appreciate you coming in, hanging out with us, talking vampires and all that nerdy stuff that we like. So
well, thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
Actually, I have one more plug if you don't mind.
Oh, go for it. Yeah, of course.
So I reviewed the Interview with the Vampire show episode by episode with my friends at Gathering of the Geeks. So wherever you get your podcasts, you can check that out if you like. Gathering of the Geeks, wherever you get your podcasts.
Nice. Okay.
Yes, let's go.
Yeah, go check that out because breaking down the episodes was a lot of fun for us and stuff like that. So yeah, it became a highlight of our week. It was like watching the episode, getting all geeked up, and then like getting ready to talk to
well, because they gave us a lot of stuff to talk about. That's for sure.
Yeah. So yeah. So like I said, get ready for more interview because that's coming up in the next couple months, I think. Where that's going to release. So we're going to definitely be in that, mode of nerdiness talking vampires. So, but appreciate everyone hanging out with us on this episode of the Halloween Must Watch, talking about Interview with the Vampire. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think about it. Did you like it? Did you hate it? If you did watch the show, what do you think about comparing it to the show? Is that something that's fair? And if you think it is, let us know what you think about it. But appreciate everyone. Hit that like button. Lets YouTube know we're doing some fun stuff, some good stuff over here. Hit that subscribe button, and you can join us live every Monday and Thursday. But appreciate it. Appreciate all you. Appreciate Cookie. Thank you guys. But we will see you all in the next Halloween video. Later.